So I found these old pictures, and when I say old, they're from 1995. And these were pictures that I had taken over at Stonecreek Studios, which was Boyz II Men's recording studio. And I know I'm going to get complaints right away, but these files, I took these pictures with an Apple camera. And this was a camera back then. It was this big, bulky camera. I'll see if I can find a picture of the camera and post it. And it took pictures, but they were like 100K or 50K. It was really, really low resolution. And I got one of these cameras, and I took these pictures of just random pictures. I didn't even have a cell phone back then. So, but what I did is I found these pictures, and I figured out how to extract them, which was a big deal. And then I ran them through Topaz software to bring the resolution up as high as I could. So some of them, they have some aliasing in there, but I thought the cool thing would be you get a vibe of what was going on at the studio. So the first picture, that's the Stonecreek logo that was in the drum room, in the A room. So they had taken, before the studio was, it was K-Jum, and then they converted it into Stonecreek. And that drum room was basically a room outside of the studio. It wasn't acoustically insulated at all, but it sounded fantastic in that room. And it was, when K-Jum had it, it was kind of it wasn't the best shape, but it wasn't terrible. But when the boys got it, they put in like hardwood floors, and they had the whole room painted. And this logo was gigantic. It was painted on the one wall. So that's the first picture. The second picture, that is Nate's office, and you can see there's a fish tank in the background there, and that he had sharks in there. Not gigantic ones, but he had these sharks in there, and that was his composition station where he wrote his music. And each of the boys had their own office, and each of them had their own composition station. And we were using OmniRack's furniture back then, because really Argosy wasn't even in existence. I did a story on Argosy. If you want to listen to that, and it tells you how I got involved with them and how we put the first one in Boyz II Men studio. But you can see the walls are painted this kind of a blue colored. They had hired this painter. His name was Avi, and he was always excited about doing designs. I think he was from Israel. So anything that the boys wanted to do, he was like, we do design. And that's the crazy stuff, the blue in the background there. So the next picture, that is Wanye's office. And he had everything painted white, and it was all in whites and cream colors. And you can see the white carpet. And that was just his vibe of his room. Okay, the next picture, that was the composition area for Nate's room. So you can see, we had the big CRT monitors. He had a pair of Tannoy PBM 6.5s. And then you can see there's we used a lot of the Roland JV 1080s and we had all the cards in them. So it was a lot of gear, all taken care of through controlled through MIDI. So, and then the next picture, that is Wanye's room, and you can see the furniture's all white. He had the Tannoys there. He had a little Mackie mixer, and what else did he have over there? Emu drum machine, and you can see all the rolling gear that he had in there. But that was Wanye's room. Okay, the next picture. This is Nate's room, and now you can see his room. He had a window that overlooked the waterfall. That was that's why they called it Stonecreek, from the creek in the background there. And they would that creek, the county would put fresh fish in there for people to go fishing. So it was kind of a cool vibe there. But those tall metal tubes there, those were Bang& Olufsen speakers that he had bought. And you could see the walls, see how they made it look like kind of like a coral reef kind of thing. That was that Avi doing his design in there. And then Nate had a bunch of these little cars in his office too. Let's see. So the next picture, this is Sean Stockman's office. He didn't spend as much money as the other guys did on his room, but you can see the S's were for Sean Stockman, and he had a marble desk there. It was pretty nice. And to the right, you can see there's some Bang & Olufsen. He had like the Bang & Olufsen small stereo system. And then to the left, you can see his keyboard. And we had an Omnirax in there for him to do his composition in there. So next picture, that's Nate's room again. You can have a better shot of that Shark Tank that he had in his room. You'll see the next picture. That looks like that's Sean's office, because the windows up on the top, those windows, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they let light into the conference room. So his room was right next to the conference room. Okay, and the next picture, this was Michael's room. I had nothing to do with it. He had this guy, Darrell Bottoms, that did all his design work. And I just think it's just a stupid design that they came up with, because they look where all the rack gear is. It's just so tall, it's hard to even see it or even get to it. But they painted that room so many different colors. They painted it flat black, and when you would walk in a room and your eyes went crazy, then they put this like white, like lightning in there, and that didn't do good. So they eventually ended up with this. It's hard to see, but it's a white ivory that's textured, and they had all this wood framing done. But it looks interesting, but it just was a really dumb design. And in the top corner, because Mike's thing was these Black Panthers, he had these ceramic Black Panthers in his room. So that's his room. So let's go to the next picture. Oh, whose room is that? I can't remember whose room that was, but that's another one of the composition suites. I can't remember, but you can see the old Macintosh computer. I can't remember it so far. That's a long time ago. Oh, that's Mike's room again, this next picture. That is Nate's room. In the bottom left corner, that's a picture of my wife, Daria. And you can see that's Shark Tank again. Now, this is the A room. I don't know who this gentleman is, but you can see the MTR 90 back in the right-hand corner. And that's an SSL 48-channel E series. And then we had the tannoys, and then they had those little Elises, but in behind those fabric panels were Quested 410s. They used to, when it was Cajun, they had Uris, the double 15s, but the Quested 410s fit exactly into the same soffit space. Let's see. Next picture. Another picture of Nate's room, his desk in the corner. And next picture, that's the guy in the A room again. Don't remember his name. Oh, and you can see in the bottom right, that's the effects rack, and that was there from the Cajun time, and they had the gray couches that were elevated behind there that everybody loved. And this picture is out in the lobby of the A room, and you can see in the background there's Avi's design again. I think he was painting lightning bolts or something like that on just crazy stuff that was going on. And there you go. So I just thought these pictures would be a cool thing to get a vibe of what was going on there. Again, I apologize for the quality, but that's the best I could do from 1995. So there you go.